and Ed earlier, Susan has taken this upon herself to make this a public meeting. It is not a public meeting of record. The public has not been invited in. And as far as I'm concerned, only a very few residents of the town of Drummond were made aware of this. And I think it's wrong what she's doing. It should be everybody or nobody. And we had this discussion before. It cannot be just a select few.
We talked about it, but we haven't done anything.
That's
about it.
exactly right. That's exactly right. The kids just went back to school, we had an uptick. We have to be very much aware.
What, yeah? What'd you say?
It quit.
It quit.
Yeah, right.
You know, yeah.
Thank you very much. This is cool.
Can you sign that book and then pass it around? Please? Thank you. And then when the meeting's over, if everybody could sign out also, please.
I can understand what you're saying.
No problem. The blue book that's going around now is our login sheet.
Okay.
And employees of the town, from board members, that sort of thing, all have to sign in and out every time they come in and out the building. And, so we're signing in as being here for a board meeting, and then we have to sign out and we're done. The reason we're doing this is so God forbid somebody gets the virus, we can track who's with who,
Yeah.
and they can trace them.
Yeah.
What about with the women, should we be doing that?
Yes, you should.
Can I get some paper?
Yes, you
copies
can.
for us?
Yes, you can.
I was gonna ask you that. the
Yep,
other day,
no
and
problem.
I forgot.
Susan,
If I had access to the website-
would you also please sign in the book for us?
Sure. If I had access to the website, I could have posted that the meeting would have been available to me.
Well, had it been shared, it would have been.
Well, if you'd been the one I loved, I could have.
Thank you.
Where's the sign-in book?
Right here.
Okay.
It's going around. I'll give it to you in just a second.
Oh.
Yes. Warwick's not totally open either. They are doing remote learning also from Warrensburg. If you choose,
Some of them go to it.
if you choose to not have your child go to school 5 days a week, you can do remote learning.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's a mix you can do also.
Yeah.
And, high school, you don't go 5 days a week, you go 2 days and 2 days, and then, I don't know what they do with the 5th day.
There's so many things that opened up if it's just done properly. And I know we can do it properly.
Well, we've been doing it properly so far, we're on target. The only
No, I
thing-
mean, people can come to town board meetings.
Well, we're gonna be working on that, and we'll discuss that later in the meeting, okay?
I want to know why you removed the claim I put in there from Mike Colvin and reprinted the abstract, which is not legal for you to do. If you have a problem with the claim, it's up to the whole board to decide, not you.
I don't understand, I can't understand any of that stuff. If we're 6 months apart, we shouldn't.
I put a claim in from Mike Colvin when the board approved him for coming to fix my computer. With put in for June, she's refused to pay it every month.
Oh,
So I put it in because it's past due, over 90 days at this point, and there's no reason for the claim not to be paid. And I printed out the abstract, which she has reprinted, which she has no authority to do.
Is chief financial officer the one who will make the determination on that regard? It will go before.
No, the board makes that determination. They review the claims, the board, what they're doing now, they review the claims.
What did I just say? What did I just say? It is going before the board tonight, all right? Thank you. May I also remind you, as town clerk, you are here to serve at the pleasure of the board. You are here to take the minutes of the board meeting. You have no authority to participate in any of the discussions, so forth.
I am not here to serve at the pleasure of the board. I do not work for the board. I work for the town.
That's fine.
My
She's
job
here
is
as
to-
the secretary to the board. She takes.
I am not the
minutes of
secretary to the board.
minutes.
no,
She's, yeah, well,
You guys-
guess what?
you can't
Would you like to
rely on-
read it?
I am not the
I'm not
secretary
saying
to the
that she's
board.
Secretary of the board, she takes the minutes, but she isn't.
Perhaps I've taken the incorrect verbiage, but she's here to take the minutes of the board, not to participate in
She's
board
a duly
meetings.
elected official, and
Yes, who does not have the authority to participate in the board meetings.
if she created the abstract based on the bills submitted, I think she has a right.
No, that bill was not submitted to her.
The bill was submitted to me. I submitted it to you in June. You wouldn't pay it in June. You said you wanted to discuss it. You didn't discuss it in July. You didn't do it in August, and now here it is September. There's no reason not to pay that claim. It is
Thank
a
you,
legitimate
Susan.
claim.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll discuss it during the meeting, it's gonna come up.
Sue,
Yes.
catch.
Has Randy done prepays?
Yes.
Thank you. Have you done prepays?
Want to catch it?
Okay, well, sorry. Has everybody signed and highlighted? See, I've got, no, they've got it. Thank you. Okay, just talked about
Oh, okay.
finding you.
Okay, so what's the issue with this over here?
The issue is the town clerk and another member of the community out there listed it only to a few members. And if it's going to be open board meeting, it needs to be open to the entire town of Thurman,
Okay,
not just to a select few who happen to get emails.
okay,
My concern was the town clerk was quite heavily involved with setting this up and getting it
okay.
going. When I
So they can
arrived,
watch the live stream or something?
the what?
Yes, I was going to live stream the meeting outside, which is my right to do as the town
Okay.
clerk.
That was the same thing I dealt with months ago when this COVID stuff first started, and it seems like it just doesn't stop over here for some reason.
You got
It's a
that?
town of Thurman.
Well, they have the right to peacefully protest or sit out there.
That's
They-
fine, they need to maintain a 6-foot distance
Yeah.
from each other though,
Yeah,
so.
and that's, I'm not gonna
people
have
can
to
go
go
back.
that either, that's not something that we do.
Oh, you
So-
don't?
No,
You don't enforce that? Do you enforce masks or anything?
no, that's not something we arrest, we can't arrest people for that.
I'm not asking
It's a-
you
it's a
to
civil-
arrest
No,
anybody.
it's a civil thing, I didn't talk to people and explain that to them,
I
but that, but that's what.
Perhaps you might want to suggest to them that they maintain
Yeah.
a 6-foot
If
distance.
they're,
with
if
their
they're,
masks
if they're in the
on.
same household, they're allowed to do that, no other people.
Well, they're not in the same household.
So,
There's quite a
Right.
few different members out there, all right?
all right, finish grabbing the fish. Actually, I think I have from last time, so. All right, I'll talk to them.
Thank you very much.
Have a
Just
good
reminded that the 6-foot distancing is required as well as masks, okay? Thank you.
Yes. I was able to live stream it outside on a screen,
How come you've not live streamed it at other
because I
meetings?
just got the equipment the other week. This is my own personal equipment.
Nice to know. What does it take above what you normally have to live stream?
You need an outdoor screen, you need a projector, you need an HDMI cable, you need a lightning to HDMI connector.
It's a higher.
So you're just live streaming to the front yard, you're not live
Correct,
streaming to the.
it's not on the internet, it's just live, it was going to be live out in the yard, and that was it. Anything that's on the iPad will show up on the screen, as well as audio.
It's just a shame that the entire town wasn't made aware of it.
Well, I just recently got the equipment and got it set up, and I didn't have the opportunity to post it because you won't give me access to the website. That's your fault, that's not my fault.
No, it's not my fault.
Yes, it is. You illegally blocking me from the website,
No,
that's your fault.
thank you.
Well, we did pass a resolution saying that she should have access to the website.
And there was an
Discuss
issue
that.
with that too, and it was
No,
rescinded.
there was no issue with it.
Thank you.
We passed the resolution, Ed, Joan, and I voted for it, and.
Then she put another resolution trying to change it, and that did not pass.
Right.
I should not have been removed to start with. The town clerk should be in charge of the website, not the supervisor. It's an electronic record. The town clerk is the record keeper. I suggest you do some research on that.
Thank you, Susan, I have.
I don't think so.
Did National Grid tell you why there was those power out or power?
No, I've not
Services.
heard from them. I've got a claim going into them, as you can see in my note there. But a lot of people in town have had major issues. It's not just the town hall, which I guess is good to a certain point, you know, it's more than just us. It's a shame that other people's feelings are wrong.
I know mine comes in and out, in and out. Did I tell you I found my keys?
No. Where were they?
In a pocket, in a coat that's, I wouldn't wear it normally until probably October, November. So it must have been some reason or other cold day, the day that I used the last.
Well, I'm grateful you found them. It's nothing worse.
Before you got her stuff, but she was. That was good. And my car got cleaned and a lot of things got cleaned. Danny's lady's truck got cleaned,
That's usually what happens.
because she was, we were in the truck when we had, last time I had it.
Thank you. Are you still doing claims, Joan, or are you doing something else? I think we're all done with claims, right?
I think that's,
Do you mind terribly if we call it a little bit early? It's 5 minutes early.
I have no problem with it.
All right. I'd like to call the Town of Thurman regular board meeting to order. It's September 9th, 2020. And it's, what, 4 minutes to 7. Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to take roll call. Councilman Galusha,
Here.
Councilwoman Harris,
Here.
Supervisor Shepler,
Here.
Councilman Brown,
Here.
Councilman Needham.
Here.
Let the record show all are present.
Thank you and welcome. Let's get started with the supervisor's report for September 9th. The town of Thurman has started the budget process for the year 2021. The various offices have been given the budget worksheets that pertain to their department on August 26, 2020, and the return date of these worksheets is September 14, 2020 or earlier. White space for the Valley Roll pole should be up and running barring any unforeseen problems Friday, September 11th, 2020. We have taken the equipment from a pole which is not being used and carrying it to the necessary quadrants for the Valley Road location. At the same time, the town is reducing its white space expenditures $50 a month, as we will no longer need to rent that pole. Warren County has been very helpful in this process. At the end, I'd like to come back and give an update on this, if I may. Warren County has had another increase in its number of confirmed COVID-19 cases. While the county's main concern is the Labor Day weekend and the reopening of colleges and schools, everyone is reminded to wear a mask, social distance, and wash their hands. The town of Thurman is implementing its employees and visitors sign-in logs. All employees, town board members, and visitors must sign in the appropriate login upon arriving and departure. The town highway department has been doing this since the beginning of August. The town logbook and visitor logbook will be kept outside the second door on a small table. It will be in the vestibule. On Friday, September 4th, 2020, the town of Thurman had to have Rosick Well Drilling come to the town hall as well number 1 had a malfunction. The recent constant electric surges from National Grid has caused the pump control to burn out. Rosick replaced the control and is sending the old pump control out for evaluation. I am following up with a claim with National Grid. Just a reminder to the residents, renters, and visitors of the town of Thurman. The town landfill is open Wednesday from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. And on Saturday and Sunday, the town landfill is open from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. Please be advised that at no time when the landfill is not open are you to leave your trash, recyclables, or anything of any kind at the dump or at the landfill, unless it is open. I would like to thank Councilman Doug Needham for volunteering to make the plexiglass door partitions for the offices and also for the judge's bench. I'd like to go back and revisit the second paragraph in regards to white space. I got a call late this afternoon from Warren County. They had not been able to access the pool today as a result of the county having something that took precedence over working on the pool today. Their intent is to get out there tomorrow and do it. Once they got me the equipment, it'll take Mr. Engelman 24 hours to pair the new radio to the proper quadrants for the Valley Road pole. So I'm hoping to have everything up and running. I had originally said Friday, and I'm now saying it's gonna have to probably be Monday, because in all reality, the turnaround time from the time they get it to us tomorrow to the time we can get it to Mr. Engelman, for him to have the 24 hours, and the county doesn't work on the weekends, so there will be no bucket truck available to me on the weekend. So that is just the latest update, okay?
I didn't get a budget worksheet,
You would, oh, you're,
Mr. Ray.
all right, I will get you one. Thank you. The next thing I'd like to bring up is the meeting minutes from the August 12th regular board meeting. There are quite a few corrections that need to be made.
What would they be?
Do you use Dragon or one of those other programs?
No, I do not.
Okay. The moment of silence was held for Bob Scheffler, not Rob Scheffler.
Well,
My husband is the one who passed, not my son. That's page 1.
Do we have a copy of
Everybody have a
that?
copy of those minutes? Because I don't think we were provided those. I don't have them.
yes, I did. I
Oh, you
emailed
sent them
them.
up, okay, I didn't bring them with me.
Okay, well-
So I didn't know we were gonna.
Neither did I.
I usually, if there's something in here that needs to be corrected, I'll bring it up at the next meeting, so.
Okay.
And then there's, on page 3, it shouldn't be work through, it should be walk through. Let's see. Then I had spoken with Glenn, the gentleman who was coming, it should be walk through, not work through. I didn't go through this with a fine tooth comb, but what really raised concern was the financials.
No, you didn't get one?
I think it was emailed.
They
right?
Yeah.
emailed to everybody. I will tell you personally, I couldn't download it. Susan very graciously made me a copy of it. So she was able to get right back into it. I couldn't, so.
My computer's been crapped up.
Okay, so on page 8, down at the bottom, after Supervisor Scheffler typed all right for the claims for August, the amounts here are very off.
I'll go back and check the audio.
Well, down here, the payment of claims, you've got them correct. And then there was another location that they were correct too. It's just right here in this paragraph, it's wrong. For the enterprise fund, you have, it should be 1,334.39. And the total claims should have been $21,648.12. You've got 212,000. So if you please go back and.
I'll make those changes, that's not a problem.
I'm sorry?
I said I'll make those changes, that is not a problem.
Thank you.
I'll check the audio and make sure.
Well, it was the paper. If,
I'm writing what is said, so if you misspoke, I have to put that in.
you need to put the correct amounts in, please. Thank you.
She's right about what she just said. I mean, if we make a mistake, we say a wrong number, she has to report what we
That's
say,
fine,
not what
but
we
she,
meant to say.
what I'm saying, Randy, if she notices that it's an error when she's gone back and checked it, and these are pretty glaring,
Mhm.
she should have called upstairs and said, I think there's an error in your, video or in the recording. What is the correct amounts? And I would have been more than happy to have gone over it with her and shared it with her. And she could have made a notation in there
Not
as a
without,
correction.
not without board approval, because we can't change,
Well,
she can't just change the minutes. She can't change.
can I
the minutes.
please have can the board please vote on having an approval to make these corrections in the August 12th, 2020?
If,
You don't need to vote on it, I will make the changes. If it is a mistake and it's pointed out to me and it's factual, I will gladly make the change. Beginner.
Thank you. Do I have somebody who is willing to introduce a resolution to have the supervisor sign the agreement with the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board and pay the fee?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Ed, thank you.
What kind of information are they giving about Vernon? They are on that park, I don't,
Giving us information, they're there to represent us if we need to be represented.
and we haven't had that need.
Well, not lately. thank
Okay,
goodness.
okay.
But I'm saying is that this is because I called around and made inquiries about it because I wasn't sure if it was for real or not. And I have found out that yes, this is for real and that every, town pays it, or else they don't have representation.
So, why are you back up the money?
Yes, it is.
What's that?
Is it going on?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I have to bring it down. I just made an assumption that everybody picked it up. I'll wait for, to get back down before we go any further with this one.
Are you not familiar with what the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board does?
I'm not for the Adirondack Park and the
No,
way they,
this is something that is basically, they act somewhat as a watchdog of the park agency, and they represent towns and people's interests. When they, I'm saying this, and I mean, don't quote me, 'cause it's not exactly the way they would say it.
so what we get to them, then they take care of it for us.
If there's an issue with something in front of the park agency, the local government review board is kind of a watchdog on the park agency. So they kind of represent our interests, and
So it goes that way, it doesn't come back the other way, it's not,
I'm drastically oversimplifying what they do.
Well, but you did a good job explaining.
Thank you.
Are you ready for me to continue? All right, so we've got a resolution to have the supervisor sign the agreement with the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board and pay the fee. We have an introduction by Randy and a seconded by Ed. Whereas the town of Thurman relies on the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board to represent the town and to be a voice representing the Adirondack towns and villages with legislation. Therefore, the town agrees to pay the sum of $300 to the Adirondack Park Local Government Review Board for representation of the town of Thurman. I penciled it in, I didn't type it in. It's from A 1920.4. Do we have any discussion?
just so, it's from us to them, it's not from them to us. They'll give us back our answer or whatever it is. If there's a problem,
We're made aware of it, but they're gonna represent us and the other towns and villages
you
within.
know, I'm just talking
Yeah,
about
around
the
that
town.
part.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? Being none, can I please have a roll call vote?
Councilman DeLucia?
Yes.
Councilman Brown?
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris?
Yes.
Councilman Needham?
Yes.
Supervisor Shepler?
Yes. Passed, thank you.
Who seconded it, may I ask?
Ed.
It was introduced by Randy and seconded by Ed.
Ed.
Yes. Can I please have somebody to introduce a resolution to approve a budget adjustment?
I will.
Thank you, Doug. May I have a second, please?
I will.
Thank you, Randy. Resolution to approve budget adjustments. We're taking from A 1620.4, $7.75, and we're putting it to A 5010.2, $7.75. This was brought to our attention at the last meeting by Councilman Galusha. We're making that budget code whole. Do I have any further discussion?
It's in the highway department?
Yes, it is. But it's not in the highway department, it's for Pat. It's Pat's budget code.
Is it personnel?
No, hold on. It's under superintendent of highways. It, was the superintendent of highways, his, number 2.2, which is for his outside contractual services and whatever he may purchase. That was in the negative $7.75.
There was an overdraft of that one. One question, I thought I pointed out two of them. and I
You
don't
did,
remember
and
the other
after we finish this vote, I will discuss the second one already.
one. Okay.
Is there any further discussion on this, resolution before us? If not, can I please have a roll call vote?
Supervisor Shepherd,
Yes.
Councilman Needham,
Yes.
Councilman Harris,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Galusha.
Yes.
Thank you, it was passed. On to your question about the second one, Randy. The second one pertained to, I do believe, was it the unemployment insurance? I think is what it was.
It was.
It should be here in the statement too. I just want you, the entire board, to be aware that that is in, it's being challenged. So if the money comes back, we can't have more money in there than what was originally appropriated. So we're leaving it as is until the challenge is over. Challenges are about 4 months out, we've been told by the state.
So we're challenging,
We've challenged them, yes.
okay.
So, we're not changing it because you can't have more in the budget code than you did when you initially started. And I'm hoping to have it come out to be in our favor, which would be
Okay.
a nice thing. So that is why that one has not been changed.
I don't know anything about what you're talking about. I'm sorry. So don't look at me and say, I mean,
Just shake your head, Joan.
okay, yeah.
Do you want me to go through?
No.
It was pretty simple. I mean, Randy came across 2 budget codes at the last board meeting that were overdrawn. One was the $7.75 for Pat, and the other one was, I do believe it was for unemployment insurance.
Okay,
That is being challenged by the town of Thurman, because there were people on there claiming to be, able to receive, unemployment insurance that were, in the town's eyes, not able to receive it, and it's being challenged. So if we made that budget code whole by whatever the negative amount was, and hopefully we come out and we, come out favorably with our challenge, then it would make the budget code with too much money, and we can't have that. So we were also told that the, challenges are about 4 months out, because of COVID and everything, so,
Just out of curiosity, I mean, I know we can't discuss names here in public because of this, but, shouldn't we as a board have discussed this if we're gonna make a challenge on something like that?
it's not necessary for the board to make a challenge. It's something that's not uncustomary, when you're dealing, with this sort of thing, to find something that needs to be challenged.
I
If
just
there's
think
no no
that we-
financial loss to us other than we may not, be successful in regaining this money. In which case, at that point in time, we would have to make that whole.
I'm just asking, should the board be made aware if we're gonna do something like that?
Well, I just made you aware, but again, it doesn't, there's no legal aspect involved with it, so there's no additional financial loss to us. It's just something that when you have these come in and you make notice of it, you call and you question it, and that's what we've done. Okay. That is it for the resolutions. Payments of claims. I'm sorry, Randy.
You don't have to apologize.
I know that you just read this, so.
No, that's fine.
For the general fund, we have the Ava Postmaster, 2 rolls of stamps, 100 each, $110. Verizon, September Basic Internet, $108. Department of Labor, registration, $1,781.76. National Grid, September and August, 303 High Street Electric, $29.64. National Grid, August and September, 303 High Street Electric, $22.76. National Grid, September and August, High Street Electric, $296.48. National Grid, September and August, High Street Electric. This is the garage, $113.89. National Grid, September and August, Town of Thurman. Street light is $42.77. Verizon, September landfill phone, $27.53. AFL Postmaster, 1 roll of stamps, $55. Magna 5 phone service, $582.74. Albert Baker, Medicare reimbursement for September, $144.60. Curtis Lumber Inc. This is for plexiglass of 30 by 36. There's 2 pieces purchased, $71.98. Glens Falls Animal Hospital, days boarding, $34. Miller, Manic, Shatner, and Hafner, it's $946. Professional services for July. National Business Leasing, the Caracia printer monthly lease is $70. National Grid Technologies, overage charge for copies was $11.12. NYSTCA annual dues is $75. North Country Janitorial Inc. mats for August is $23. North Country Janitorial mats for August 21st is $23. WB Mason, paper envelopes, file, storage containers, toner, $511.38. WB Mason envelopes is a credit of $49.12. WB Mason paper binder and clips, $40.67. WB Mason sheet protectors, $11.56. WB Mason paper towels, toilet tissue, liners, multifold towels is $114.64. WB Mason money receipt books, 4 of them for $58.32. Waste Management Corp., that's 4.08 ton, $240.72. Wheelabrator Hudson Falls, 8.43 tons, $497.37. Wheelabrator Hudson Falls, 7.13 tons, $420.67. StoreTech Solution, Microsoft monthly fee is $5. StoreTech Technology Solutions, monthly flat rate, 1 managed network server, $925. And the total for the general fund claims is $7,346.47. So general fund is $7,346.47. The highway fund, Sheila Ackley, Medicare reimbursement, $144.60. Myrtle Vice, Medicare reimbursement, $144.60. Bruce Dingman, Medicare reimbursement, $144.60. Anderson and Sons Specialty, cleanup shaker, move mounts, install pins, $350. Boulevard Auto Electric Rebuilders for an alternator is $165. Bradley Maxon, Warrensburg, lime away cleaner, boom dustpan and dual action, I'm not too sure what that is, but $21.58. Bradley Maxon, metal HS cutoff disc is $7.59. Bradley Maxon, summer bar and chain oil, $25.98. Bentag lubricants northeast, it's $568.35. Nav Tractor hydraulics and drum deposit. Fastenal Company, hose ends and fittings, $89.82. Fastenal miscellaneous parts, $346.52. Robert H. Fink and Sons, excavator rental, $2,253.22. First Bank Card, batteries, SPG wood letter, CL, I'm not sure what this is, $14.78. Higgins Sale and Service, choke lever, spiral galvanized 48-inch by 20 feet, I'm assuming that's a pipe, $52.
I think that's probably.
It's a culvert.
something that's a typo or something, it should go someplace else, that's a culvert. That doesn't have anything to do with Higgins Sales and Service. The spiral galvanized 48-inch, 20-foot, that probably was something, that was probably a cut and paste error or
They're using
something.
that in West Stone Creek.
Yeah.
That's what was on the bill.
Yep.
Check your claim.
Should've probably went down to Lane Enterprises with our galvanized.
Yeah, the next one.
Sometimes Higgins does a little bit of everything over there, though.
I'll check it to make sure that it is a Higgins
Yeah, I'm sure it's.
charge, because
Just, yeah,
if you've got a 48-inch, 20-foot galvanized pipe and a choke lever for $52, I think it's a deal,
Yeah.
personally, but I'll double check it.
they had two.
Yeah, let's see, Lane Enterprises spiral galvanized, 240 feet, that's $2,388. Main Care Energy, 1,391.30 gallons ultra-low sulfur diesel, $2,084.86. Monroe Tractor, let's see, wiper arm, wiper blades, shipping is $112.42. Montage Enterprises, extreme service knife, ring, hardened pin shipping is $95.90. Monroe Tire Sales, I'm not even gonna venture what this is. It's $1,318. 5 Hank AN15, is that the size of the tires, I guess?
Yeah.
All right. Bruce Traverdick, reimbursement for boots, $108.14. Bruce Traverdick. Clothing reimbursement, t-shirts is $26.24. Bruce Traverdick. Jeans, work shirts, t-shirts is $89.52. Bruce Traverdick. Jeans, pants, $66.93. Bruce Traverdick. Socks, t-shirts, rain gear, $91.38. Bruce Traverdick. Jeans, less $15.13 over contract allowances, $17.79. Vantage Equipment, lock cylinder set is $138.03. VI Enterprises, gloves black, $15.98. VI Enterprises hand cleaner, $19.95. VI Enterprises gloves black, $15.98. Walt Supply Company, Union Hook, $38.36. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, core deposit is a credit of $108. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, premium starter fluid, 11 ounces, $19.92. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, Napa air filter, oil filter, fuel filter, and then another fuel filter, I guess, for $466.05. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, hose and fitting, and a strap, it's $52.32. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, Armor All glass cleaner, $5.98. Warrensburg Auto and Truck, truck. Napa Gold oil filter, $18.03. Highway continued, Warrensburg Auto and Truck glass cleaner, $32.28, Warrensburg Auto and Truck. High power V-belt 2, $33.20, Warrensburg Auto and Truck. Shop towels in a box, $31.76, Warrensburg Auto and Truck. High powered V-belt, $33.20, Warrensburg Auto and Truck. Fitting is $12.98. Warrensburg Auto and Truck adapter is $11.49. Warrensburg Auto and Truck absorbent prism power tool, it's $266.50. Warrensburg Auto and Truck Eclipse front lift with pour deposit brake FL dot, I don't know what that is, $109.86. Warrensburg Auto and Truck battery pour deposit $113.29. Warrensburg Auto and Truck brake hose Gojo orange 14 ounces, $36.13. Warrensburg Auto and Truck air hose chamber shop towels, $125.82. Warrensburg Auto and Truck Levis Forge, $3.98. Warrensburg Auto and Truck pour deposit is credit of $34.73. Warrensburg Auto and Truck shop towels in a box, glass flat, $40.44. Warren Tire Service Center, dot number 5 is $146.95. W&W Truck Transmission Repair, auxiliary drive gear, $3,497.50. Joe Davies, haul 2 4x30 galvanized culverts to West Stony Creek, $200. Grand total of the highway is $16,053.07. $16,053.07. The Enterprise Fund. Frontier, September service, $950. National Grid, September, August Valley Road Pole, $45.97. National Grid, September and August, Cummins Road Pole, $33.60. National Grid, September and August, Garnet Lake Road, Blueberry Hill Pole, $78.74. National Grid, September, August, Mountain Road, Barton Road Pole, $31.34. National Grid, September, August, South Johnsburg Road, fiber pole, $55. Joseph Groff for September pole rental is $50. Grand total of the enterprise fund is $1,244.65. That's $1,244.65. Total of all the claims this evening is $24,644.19. Again, that's $24,644.19. Do I have a motion to introduce the payment of claims? Which I probably should have done before I read them. Ed, seconded by Doug. No. Do I have a second, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I thought I heard you speak, so that's why I said that. Can I please have a roll call for payment of claims? Total of abstract 9, general fund, September 9th, 2020, is $7,346.47. Total of abstract 9, highway fund, September 9th, 2020, is $16,053.07. Total of abstract 9, enterprise fund, September 9th, 2020, is $1,244.65. Total claims for September 9th, 2020 is $24,644.19. Can I please have do we have any discussion? Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Supervisor Shepler,
Yes.
Councilman Needham,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilwoman Harris,
Yes.
Councilman Galusha.
Yes.
Passed, thank you. Okay, discuss. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up the issue of, the bill for Mike Colvin. When this was originally proposed and brought and agreed upon by the town, it was to have a friend of Susan Staples, town clerk, come in and be with her to make sure that nothing was going to go awry.
It was not a friend, it was never
Excuse me.
said a friend.
Excuse me. The discussion was to have a friend come in. There was never any discussion about paying anybody for any, assistance with accounting software setup, which he was not supposed to set up. It was supposed to have been set up by StoreTech. They are our IT people, not Colvin Computer Counseling or Consulting. At that very same meeting, the town clerk indicated that she has friends who are in the computer business and she has friends that are lawyers.
Yes, I
And I
did.
thought that was great. But a friend just doesn't all of a sudden arbitrarily charge $50 when the board was not aware of it from the beginning. And the board was not made aware that there would be a charge for whom I didn't know was going to be Mike Colvin coming in. So it has sat in my office from June, July, and August was sort of a loss for me personally, and I apologize for that. It's coming to the board's attention this evening. I'll tell you straight up, we were not charged by StoreTech to come in and do what they were doing.
No,
And
it's covered under their contract, we shouldn't have been charged.
we could have been charged $75 for this
No,
because
that's
it was a new
support
setup.
services. If they charge us for that, we should fire them.
Well, they didn't.
Especially
I
because they
agree.
posed a problem.
Excuse me. Anyhow, do you need a pen?
No, I have one. This one keeps escaping.
Anyhow, there was no discussion in the meeting where, the town clerk was asking to have somebody come in and be with her to make sure that there wasn't anything improper being done to her system. So, quite frankly, I don't feel that it's the town's responsibility to pay for this bill at this point in time. We did not agree to it. We were not made aware that there would be any charges forthcoming.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there money in your budget
Yes, there
for
is.
this? Then that's an expenditure she incurred. It's up to her, not the board.
That's
That's
fine.
correct. And quite frankly, we're supposed to be piggybacking off the county contracts, which is what I did. And you
Susan,
did not, I did not
excuse
say
me.
a friend was coming in.
Excuse
I
me.
said I wanted another tech person there.
Excuse me.
And that's
Thank
what
you.
the board agreed to. A tech person and a board
Thank you,
representative.
Susan.
She has a right to defend herself.
I'm not asking her to defend herself.
I know it, but she has a right to do it, so if she
There's
feels
no
she-
need to defend herself. It is a
If
black
she
and
feels
white
she needs to,
situation.
there's.
Thank you, Joan.
Well, it is black and white. She has the money in her budget, she incurred the expense. It's up to her to submit the claim. And
But it could also be incumbent upon her to pay personally at this point in time because she was not forthcoming with the board.
I was
To
completely
include-
forthcoming
To
with the board.
inform the board
I
that there
gotta
was
tell
going
you.
to be somebody coming in who would be charging
I
us.
gotta tell you, I knew up front that Mike Coleman was who we were talking about. And we all know he has a consulting service, he worked for the town before. I assumed right from the beginning that this was gonna be something he was gonna charge for.
I had
So
no idea he
I-
was coming in. I was somewhat sheltered from this.
You didn't know he was
I
coming
did
in?
not know he was coming in. I had no idea. All I knew was a friend of hers was going to come in. And she has multiple friends in the computer business and multiple friends who are lawyers.
Okay.
I
Are
didn't
we gonna spend-
multiple friends
let's-
that are lawyers,
okay.
or multiple friends in the computer.
This is a little bit of a waste of time. It's $50. We owe the guy, she has it in her budget. Let's vote to pay.
All those in favor of paying Colvin Computer Consultants $50 out of the town clerk's budget line? A1410.4. Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Can we make
Discussion.
it was over 6 months trying to get her back up, and we all knew that they had to take time to do it. And I've heard people say, let's just get over it, let's get it done and get it through. And that's what happened right here. Now, she's got $50 to pay for her own person to come in. We spent over 6 months having a problem. I think it can settle it all, and I think the man finally came in, he paid, asked for the $50, I think he owes what he needs, if he owes it, if he billed it. And I think that we should vote yes, that she should pay for it, and she's got the money, and I think it'll settle the whole problem, and this 6 months, or 7 months, or 8 months, or 12 months that we've been fighting over this crap should settle it.
Any other discussion?
Are you making a resolution for this?
I am.
Well, I'm gonna need the wording for the resolution.
I just,
It's not on paper, but I believe she just stated what she's asking us to do. But you want to restate it, just so it's clear for the record.
thank you. I am, asking the board to consider paying Colvin Computer Consulting $50 for services that were rendered on 6/18 to assist with accounting software setup for the town clerk out of the town clerk's contractual A1410.4. I haven't checked that budget code. Susan, is there funds left in there that you're aware of?
I believe there is.
We'll check it and make sure.
I think there's $300 left in there, and I still haven't put any travel in.
Can we please have a roll call vote on this?
I'm gonna need to know who's introducing it and who's
I'll make
seconding.
the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you,
Joan seconded it.
Joan, and then vote.
Okay. Supervisor Shepler,
Yes.
Councilman Brown,
Yes.
Councilman Needham,
Yes.
Councilman Galusha,
Yes.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Motion is carried at, do I have the board's blessing to cut this check before the next meeting? It really should be cut at the next meeting, because it's not on the agenda for this time through. It can
It
go
was
through.
it was in the claims, and she
So-
took it out of the claims and
so-
reprinted the abstract, which is
Okay.
illegal. She has no authority to print the abstract.
Okay, that's water under the bridge. What's the proper procedure? Because we've already audited the
I'll reprint
claims.
the abstract tomorrow with
You
it on.
can't reprint the abstract.
Yes, I
tomorrow,
can.
Because the board has already approved it and voted on the expenditures that were listed.
Well, you
We
just
can
approved
put it
this, and it can be
through.
added to that one.
We can put it through for next month, and,
Included on next month's
Yes.
abstract?
It's
Yes.
ridiculous to make them wait over 3 months to get paid.
Okay, I understand that, but if we vote on it and she cuts the check, can it be included on next month's abstract and then we'll, I mean, are we getting ourselves?
We can amend this one and put it on this one. There's no
we're not
reason we
going to
cannot
amend
do
it. The
that.
board has already voted. We're not calling the board back.
I'll write a separate abstract for it tomorrow.
It doesn't work quite that way.
It can, it's been done in the past where abstracts have been updated and changed after something's been come up the
I don't
meeting.
believe in this 2020 year.
I wouldn't
You
know.
will get paid. I can promise you that.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing that we've got to bring up and discuss. We have old business. Do we have any old business to discuss? Because I do have some new business to discuss.
Was there an insurance meeting that two ladies were not allowed to go to?
No. No. There was a highway department meeting.
And they were discussing, are
Highway
they in the same
department.
system?
What do you mean?
Are the two ladies in the same system?
They have got insurance that has been made available to them, yes.
Out of that
Susan
system?
does not have, the same insurance, no, I think she just has, and I'm not gonna discuss it.
Well, I don't need to know the insurances they have, but if they're in the same system,
This had to be done for negotiations.
yeah, I know
The
that.
insurance company will be coming back and giving a presentation to everybody. What was done was just for the highway department, for the sake of negotiations.
Negotiation for their new contract.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So there's gonna be another meeting
Mhm.
that will bring everybody in, so everybody finds out what they can buy or not buy or do with or do
Well,
what.
if they wanna have insurance, that's
Yeah.
fine. But take into consideration what we're walking into financially.
Well, wasn't me that put them there, put it there. But anyways, there's gonna be another meeting.
Yes,
We're
I do
having
not have a date.
everybody, let everybody be there so that they can understand what is
Yeah.
being offered.
Yeah, I do not have a date.
You don't have a date,
I do not have a date.
okay.
Everybody will be informed when it occurs.
When the date.
Yeah. But this was for the highway department. They came over here because we had a projector over here and they could present it over here better than they could present it upstairs.
They're
and
gonna
there.
present the same thing too.
They will present what is available to them. Yeah.
Okay.
Any other old business?
Has Staples paycheck been getting to be correct?
Staples paycheck is correct.
No, it is not.
Seems like every
I
time
am
she
not
gets it.
discussing this publicly. If you would like to come upstairs tomorrow and we can have this discussion, I will discuss it with you personally.
Well,
But
I
quite
don't have to-
frankly, I think I need to have Susan's permission to discuss her paycheck with anybody.
Well, have you discussed it with Sue Staples?
Yes, on numerous occasions.
And,
I have showed her where Gail has made the mistake when they switched over to the new software. I have proven she was originally for the first 5 weeks, putting in the correct amount. When I told her the amount was wrong, she made a wrong correction. When I pointed that out, now she made a wrong correction the other way, and she refuses to correct it unless I fill out new
Unfortunately, I have
paperwork.
information upstairs to rebut that and to show that it is an incorrect statement. So I will be more than happy, as long as I have your permission to
I'll be more than
discuss it
happy
with the
to
board
show
member.
them my pay stubs that prove what I'm saying is
well, I don't
correct.
need to have explained to me, I just want to know.
Yes, it is fine. According to
It's not fine.
the W-2 that was signed, yes, it is fine.
Don't you think if it was wrong the first 4 or 5 weeks, I would have said something then? She made a mistake when she transferred over to the new software, and she won't correct the mistake. That's all there is to it. It's as simple as that.
Susan, she did not err, and you were asked to fill out a new form. Since you've made this public, I will continue on by saying you were asked to fill out a new form with the correct information. You have chosen on numerous occasions not to do that.
It's not my responsibility
Yes,
to
it
fill out a
is.
new form to fix Gail's error.
It's
Gail
not
needs to fix her error. It is
It's
her
not
error. It is her error. She just automatically
All right.
assumed a deduction
Let's
that
move
wasn't.
on.
Can I ask a question?
You can
As
ask.
far as the public attendance at meetings and as far as posting, meeting minutes and all that kind of stuff, do we want to discuss that under full business?
No, I don't think under old. I think we're moving forward at this point.
Okay.
Now I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Oh, I know what I wanted to say. We're in the budget process, and there is, certain things that we have to do, and certain timeframes in which we have to follow.
Got it.
And, what I would like to do is, my tentative budget has to be filed with the town clerk by the 30th of September. The town clerk has to present the tentative budget to the town board no later than the 5th of October. This is going to require a special meeting. We can't hold it off until our board meeting. So, Susan, do you want to wait until the 5th to do it? That's the last available opportunity.
That's up to you.
Then,
The 5th is a Monday.
yes, it is.
The only, being that that's the last day legally allowed, does it make sense to push it until that very last day?
It's just
in case-
presenting it to you is all it is. There is no workshop, there is no nothing at that date. It's just being presented to the board.
So that, do we have to have a meeting for that?
Well, yes,
Okay,
formalities, kind of.
okay.
So then
I
we
would-
take it home and then we digest it and then. come back.
Right, and then on Wednesday, October 14th is our regularly scheduled board meeting. I would like to also incorporate at that board meeting a budget workshop where we go over line by line, every item on the budget. So, backing up just a tad bit, October 5th, Monday, October 5th, 6:30, is that a time that works with everybody?
Sure.
We're gonna present the tentative budget to the board.
And what's happening on September 20th or 30th?
On September 30th, I have to present the tentative budget to the town clerk.
Then I'll make copies, seal them, and have them ready for the board.
Now, the tentative budget is also available to the public, and we've done that in the past too.
Sometimes ahead of the board.
Sometimes what?
Ahead of the board.
Oh,
It's been given to the public before the board has seen it.
Is there any reason we can't post that on our website?
we probably could.
I mean, I think we should, I mean.
All right, that's fine with me. So going now to the 14th, excuse me, that is, as I stated, our regularly scheduled meeting at 6:30 PM. And I would like to incorporate a budget workshop that evening, as I stated before. It's going literally line by line with the board. And if there's any adjustments or changes at that point in time that you think needs to be made, you need to speak and we need to discuss and make the changes as necessary at that point in time.
6:30 on October 14th.
Yeah, well, that's our regularly scheduled board meeting, so yes, we'll do our audit of claims at 6:30 to 7, and then at 7 we can do the board meeting. We'll have to do payment of claims and stuff like that, and then we can go on to the workshop after the board meeting, okay?
Prior to that workshop, will we be given information that will be utilized to develop the budget? Or are we just gonna walk into that workshop and look at a tentative budget?
I don't think there's anything to be given to you. Everybody who has a department, with the exception of Joan, and I apologize for that, has been given a worksheet, and they've been asked to go through it and calculate out what they think their needs are going to be for the upcoming year. And then, once I get everything back, then I put everything in the budget format, and it goes to Susan on the 30th, and then on the 5th, it comes to us. That gives you sufficient time, right, for,
At one time, draft the budget, I think we have to have that historical data of revenues and expenditures to make
That
it
is the
simple.
object of the worksheets. That is the object of the worksheets that each department has. And
We
it's
don't
based
know how
on,
much Pat's gonna spend or who's, they have to give an idea of what they're, then we go over it after.
Well, the worksheets is what they're requesting to be placed in the budget. I
Yes.
understand that. But what I'm asking is, I wanna know what's been spent in each fund over the past 2 years, to know whether that request is in line with what they have actually spent. I mean,
It's
that's,
usually on that sheet, isn't it, the past 2 years?
it's on, this is your budget sheet, if you've got this, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But it's got your 19, your 20, it's got, it usually has 18, 19, and 20 is what usually we have on here, so you can see.
that's what I'm asking.
So
Will we have that?
We'll try,
We'll have that, yeah,
I'll get
for the
this
past
together.
3
Well,
years.
you've got history of these in the past, don't you?
I keep a record of all the ones that I've had since I've come into office, and what I actually do is I go into my software in my office, and I print out a yearly run for the last 2 or 3 years, so I get an historical idea of what's going on,
If
and
you,
I can base my budget off of that.
okay, if you could please print out, if you want for yourself, 6 copies of the last 2 years of the budgets for the town of
I
Thurman.
believe they're actually on the town website also.
I do believe you're correct on that. Do you want them hard
No,
copies, or do you want to download
I
yourself?
was assuming that we would have what you're talking about there, where it was in columns,
It's,
so that we would be able to compare line by line.
you will,
Yeah, it's
you
all-
will.
That's what I'm asking.
It's already there.
Okay, that's fine.
So then, we also have to have a public hearing, upon completion and review and modification of the tentative budget. We have to have a public hearing at least 5 days prior to the hearing, and that has to be the public hearing by Thursday following Election Day may be adjourned, but not beyond the 15th. So the Thursday following Election Day is the 12th. Do you want to push it out that far? The 11th, by the way, is Veterans Day, and it is a legal holiday. I'm going to, in a moment, speak about the board meeting that's normally scheduled on that day. So, my suggestion would either be the 10th or the 12th.
Hold on, I think I misunderstand something here. This says the public hearing is held on or before the Thursday immediately following general election.
That's correct. That would be the Thursday, general election is Tuesday the 3rd. The Thursday following Election Day is the 12th.
No.
I'm sorry, I stand corrected, you're absolutely right, I stand corrected. So, maybe adjourned, but not beyond the 15th, so maybe that's where I was coming up with the 12th, I apologize for that. So then, you could either do it on Wednesday the 4th, or you could do it on the, Thursday the 5th. The town hall is utilized on the 3rd for Election Day, so we cannot have a meeting in here at that point in time.
I think Thursday, but you guys. Okay. No?
Whatever.
So the
It's
public-
far out, enough in the future that I just put it on the calendar and it's there.
All right, so Thursday, the 5th of November would be the public hearing.
At 6:30?
I would like to, yes.
And where are you gonna hold
6:30.
this hearing? How are you gonna have a public hearing if you're not letting the public in?
I will get to that, thank you very much.
So what's the date again?
No, Thursday,
Yeah.
November 5th
Oh, November.
at 6:30 PM.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that has been brought to my attention is Wednesday, the 11th, would be our normally scheduled board meeting. It is Veterans Day, it is a legal holiday. Would the board be willing to move it back a day or forward a day? Doesn't matter to you. Randy, do you have a preference? Somebody pick a date, please.
What date was that?
The 12th, that gives us a week from the
you're suggesting, that would be Thursday the 12th?
Yeah.
That would be okay? Okay.
6:30?
Yes, that would just be our regular one in lieu of the 11th. Excuse me. All right, so does everybody have all these dates down? Okay. The budget workshop, which is going to be held on the 14th of October at our regular board meeting, needs to be open to the public. I suggest that we hold it here and have that as our first board meeting. We're gonna have to maintain the configuration, we can just push ourselves back a little bit further. This is not long enough to put any more than 3.333333337 people at. All right, I've measured it, I've done the math, and it's just not gonna work. We can bring this back, and we can move the two side tables back with it, and then we can put chairs in the room here. Susan has already said she can sit over there.
Well, if you were gonna be there.
Well, in essence, we are there, unfortunately. I mean, if we.
If I
put you
can
in the
see you
middle
there,
here-
I'll move there. If I can't, then I'll have to stay where I am. I can only pick up 3 of you as it is. Why don't you try going this way across the room with tables?
We can work a floor plan out, let's
Yeah.
go with it, but I'm just curious why we have to wait until then to involve the public. I mean, because, this is nice what they're doing out there, it's a warm night tonight. It's gonna get cold over the next couple of months. And
Sure is.
I don't think that's a workable solution for the winter.
Well, I don't think it's a
So,
workable solution because
why-
everybody wasn't involved.
Why do we
Right.
need to wait until a December meeting, or,
October, that's our
October.
next meeting.
oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you were talking about.
Yeah, she was talking about November, the November meeting. That's the way
Yeah,
you made it sound.
October 14th, I apologize if I, because we just got through saying, November 12th is a Thursday, at 6:30 is our November board meeting. Our regularly scheduled board meeting for the month of October is Wednesday the 14th at 6:30 PM. After our regularly scheduled board meeting, we're gonna hold the workshop. Now, the workshop, we can open it to the public, but everybody in here needs to understand, this is a discussion between the board members only, not the town clerk and not the public. All
It's a
right?
workshop for us, we kind of probably wanna be alone, that way we can get it done, as if we've got to fight with the public,
There is no, they're invited to sit and
Yeah.
observe.
it's,
They cannot participate in the discussion. So that would be our first board meeting on the 14th. The tentative budget is a special board meeting. That is just presenting the board with the tentative budget. 5 minutes and we're out of here.
Okay.
I can't see the need to get everything all set up the night before court and everything else for that. I would just as soon open it at a regular board meeting.
Yeah, as long as we're not conducting any business that night, we're just.
There is no business to be
That's
discussed or
fine.
conducted that evening. We're
Okay.
just going to make a presentation. Like I said, we're not discussing the budget at that point in time. It's a formality.
Okay.
Which day you're talking about, Beth, or?
The 5th of October is where
Okay.
the budget's being presented to the board. It's just one of those,
Yeah, that's
so,
fine.
and there would be, at that board meeting, at that special board meeting, there would be no discussion from the public either. So, but at our regular scheduled board meeting, we'll have to make a determination if we're gonna take questions from the floor at all that evening. It's going to be a very long evening, just so everybody's aware.
I
Because
mean, if
we
it's gonna
do
be that
have to
long,
go.
should we split it into 2 meetings?
No, I do not recommend that at all. You're here, getting everybody together, who's got what plan for when. Kids are back in school, there aren't an awful lot of activities going on, but, I think that my goal short and sweet, is in essence is what I have done this evening. There was no business to be brought out, there weren't a ton of resolutions, so let's hope that we can keep it light for that month, would be the goal. I'm not gonna eliminate anything or alleviate anything, but I am going to keep it light. All right, so that we can move right into our budget workshop. And perhaps maybe, that would not be the time to have an open floor. The only thing that they could discuss at that meeting anyhow would be what was, on the, agenda for that board meeting. Nothing from the past, no accusations, and no projections.
I'm an advocate of the public being involved, so I don't agree that if the public has not been involved for several months.
They've had the opportunity to be involved, and for
That-
3 months
Let me
now,
rephrase that, they have not been able to attend the meetings.
but they could be involved, and we did open it up for emails to come in. I have not gotten a single email from anybody. And that was the goal of opening it up.
Then we shouldn't be concerned about privilege of the floor then.
Well, you know as well as I know, it can get contentious and people are not happy. I'm hoping and praying that when they come to the meeting, that they're grateful that they can start attending the meetings and we can get the meetings going forward, which is, and back to what was our norm. The only non-norm is we're not gonna be sitting all at the same dais together.
But the public should have some say in the budget.
They have no say in it.
They can
At
have,
the
they
public
can,
hearing, Joan, at the public hearing they may, but at the workshop, they can't open up about it. It is only at the public hearing can they make a remark or a comment. And that is the object of a public hearing, is to hear what the public has to say.
I don't think, because we're trying to condense 2 meetings into one, and it's gonna be a long night, I don't think that's adequate justification to preclude the public from participating in privilege of the floor. I just don't agree with that.
Well, let's get on and see how we proceed with it. It's my prerogative if I have it or not. I would like to have it. I would like to get things back to somewhat of a norm again. And if we go late into the night, we're gonna go late tonight. That's just where we're gonna be.
bring party food.
But just so you know,
That
the
would be
layout is
amazing.
going to be is what we're at now. And if Susan can't get back in the corner back there where she normally sits for a normal board meeting, then we're gonna have to figure out, can you move forward at all?
Not really.
Because we can't put anybody in front of her. And everybody has to be 6
There could
feet
be
from
someone
everybody.
there, someone there.
I
I think if you go this way,
I
you'll
think
have
we've
no
got
problem.
a month to figure out a floor plan that's workable, so I think we should just, for tonight, let's kind of forget the floor plan, and we'll figure something out between now and the next meeting. So, instead of spinning our wheels here tonight about it.
All right, so that's where we're at. Do we have any other new business to discuss?
I asked about posting the meeting minutes, I still think the public, people keep asking me about meeting minutes. I know you say they're available here, but people want to see them on our website. We've posted them to town, there's a whole bunch of them on there from years prior.
Yes.
They got there using the same internet that we have now. I just think that we should be posting them.
Have corrections been made to all the minutes that were requested?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bring them up and we'll see if we can load them up.
I will load them. That's my job to load them, not yours.
Which brings us to the issue of her access. I mean, she should have access to be able to do this. We keep
And if I
going
had-
around this same, dancing around the same
Yeah,
subject.
I know
but
we do. I
And there's
know
no
we do.
There's no
reason
reason
why.
she shouldn't be posting meeting minutes or meeting notices.
Or
just-
any other notice that I need to post.
We'll discuss this later.
Well,
Was
we
there any
have
other
to
budget?
settle it, that if we're gonna put it on the internet. We don't wanna wait another month or whatever to have to argue.
Yeah, I mean, saying we'll settle it later, so that means, well, we'll talk about it again at the next meeting, and we still haven't got any resolution.
That's right.
Quite frankly, there's only 2
Whatever
minutes
Brian-
posted from this year, and one of them is not actual
what's it
correct
gonna
minutes,
take
it's
to give her
Gail's,
access?
which are not legal, and the other one has been tampered with.
That was a legal minutes.
No, it was
And that-
not, Gail has
I'm
no
not arguing this
authority.
point with you.
I've already checked this with the Committee on Open Government. Gail had no authority to do those minutes. There was a deputy here to do the minutes. The deputy's minutes are the official minutes, not
She
Gail's.
wasn't a deputy to my
She
knowledge
was.
at that point in time.
She
Okay,
was,
so
we've
was-
already had this discussion.
I was unaware of it.
Mary Eddy was there, and she was still in office.
Not still in office. Every year you get reappointed.
Okay, that's another issue. Can we focus on the issue of posting the minutes and her having access? I think there's no
I have an
reason.
issue, Randy, and I really have a serious issue because,
But we passed a resolution
I
saying
understand
that she was gonna do that.
and
And
then
you're just
I went back
stonewalling.
on it, and I didn't feel that we actually passed it.
We did. Ed, did you vote for it?
First.
Would you like me to go get the resolution book?
And the second time we voted on it, it failed.
That's right.
So we have a duly adopted resolution that says that she should have access to the thing, to post the things that she's legally required to do, and you're just stonewalling her so she
But
can't
if
do her
the first
job.
one passed, and there was an issue, and then we went back and we did it again, and it failed, how does it revert back to the first one?
Because the first one is in effect until it's changed.
All
And
right,
the second one didn't change it because the resolution failed.
all right.
She is supposed to have access to post things. We agreed that things that
Well-
she's legally responsible for, we agreed to do it, and she should do it.
Yes, Randy, and I agree with, there are things that she is supposed to do, she should be doing them, and she's not. I have yet to receive the NIMO bills.
Okay,
For
that's
18
another
and
issue.
19.
We can address that
No,
issue.
that's responsibility.
I've told you from the beginning, they're in my office for you to view, and you refuse to come look at them. I cannot help that. I cannot help that.
Can we deal with one issue at a time? She needs access to the website. Who controls her access to the website and can it be fixed?
I'm gonna have to look into it.
It's a matter of having, I could have had Matt at the website host put me back on. He would have done it at the beginning, but I told him not to because I'm not gonna overstep what she did. Now, the board passed a resolution, I can legally go do it now, but I won't do that. She took me off, she should be the one that grants my access again.
Thank you.
Even though she did it illegally and she's,
It's a new administration, and I can do as I choose.
you cannot do as you choose, you have to follow
Actually,
the
this is a
law.
board resolution. You can't just do what you want.
No,
The
no,
board
no. She
passed
was
a
saying that it
resolution.
was illegal for me to take her off.
It was illegal for you to take me off. That is an electronic record. I am in charge of it. You cannot just,
We don't have high-speed internet.
it doesn't matter if we have
Oh, yes,
high-speed
it does.
internet
It
or
states in the
not.
book about high-speed
That's not
internet.
gonna hold water
It's
if
an
this goes to
option,
court.
And the webpage actually is the town board,
It is
it's
not
not yours.
It's an electronic record of the town, and who has control over records of the town?
All right,
the
do you
town
have any
clerk.
other discussion?
No.
You can't just bend the
Set
rules
that
to
up.
justify your
You
actions.
have a motion for an adjournment.
Did this get settled?
No,
Why?
because it's not getting settled
Why?
until I look into it further.
You've had
Since February 12th.
8 months almost.
No, it's not been that long.
But since January, she's been
No,
trying to.
we weren't on in January, we had
7 months.
completed, so.
7 months.
7 months then. I was off 1 month, sorry.
That's fine.
Shouldn't take 7 months to settle a
Thank
problem,
you,
that's
gentlemen,
legal.
for your opinion,
Can-
I appreciate
Can
it.
I just read something on the AT&T website? DSL stands for Digital Subscriber Line. Users get a high-speed bandwidth connection from a phone wall jack on an existing telephone network. So whether it is good internet or not is debatable because I understand there are issues with DSL, but it is classified as high-speed internet. So we have a high-speed internet connection, and according to our law manuals, we should be posting the minutes.
No, it is an option according to the law manual. It is the board's webpage, not the town clerk's webpage,
I
and
didn't
it
say
is
it
at
was
the
the town clerk's
discretion of
website.
the board.
It's the town's website.
Show in the
Right.
manual too that the board has to approve these minutes before they can be released to the public by a.
We don't have to approve them, only if we pass a resolution that requires us to approve them. It's stated right in the law manual that it's not a legal requirement to approve minutes.
Since when does that take effect, or has that already been passed in the past years? Does anybody know?
I'm gonna go back and look at the manual that I have here, the procedure
And-
manual, and see
and
if there was
even-
anything written into it about the board's approval of
And
minutes or not.
even if that is true, if there is a board resolution regarding that, within 2 weeks, we have to post the minutes, and if they're not adopted by the board and they're required to be, then they get stamped draft.
No, they're not, they don't have to be posted, they have to be completed and available to the public.
Available to the public, but,
And they are.
but
They
if
weren't, but they
it's
are now.
required for the board to approve them and they haven't been, they just get stamped draft, but they still are made available to the public, even if we don't agree with it.
If we don't agree with that.
And if we have the availability of it going on the internet, it should be put on the internet, because it's been done so in the past. It's already,
And quite honestly, the stuff we're talking
They've
about
been doing it for a long
is minor nitpicking stuff that's wrong with these. I mean, the big issue that we had about the stuff that gets discussed before 7 o'clock, we've actually had correspondence with Committee on Open Government, and if there's a quorum of the board and we're discussing town business, it gets recorded. I mean, what she said is, we shouldn't be discussing town business prior to the start of
That's
the meeting.
absolutely correct.
But we all do it because bills come up and we have questions and we start talking about stuff.
Well, if you
It's
have a
just
question
human
about
nature.
a bill, that is during the time in which the bills are being approved, and I would expect to have questions if there were questions at
But
that.
that's
point.
town business, so it gets recorded.
That I don't agree with, but
Well, then take it up with Kristen O'Neill, because I had email correspondence with her I can share with you.
thank you, I wish you would.
Yep.
And I mean that sincerely, I don't mean that in any other way.
I would be glad to do that.
Thank you.
And I'll be glad to share my correspondence with her about Gail's minutes being illegal.
So, do we have any other new business? Being no further business, is there a motion to adjourn this meeting? Doug made the motion. Do I have a second? A roll call vote, please. To adjourn the meeting?
Can I have a roll call vote, please, to adjourn the meeting? Councilman Galusha?
Yes?
Councilwoman Harris? Yes. Councilman Brown?
Yeah,
Councilman Needham?
yeah.
Supervisor Shepler?
Yes.
One
Thank you
thing
everybody for coming
I
out.
wanted to talk about, but I forgot to bring it up, and I just look into it later. When you read this, the bills,
Yes,
I'm not objecting to the public getting the information. What I'm questioning is, isn't there a more efficient way to do this? Because, the reason I say this, I can't believe a big town like Queensbury or the city of Glens Falls sits there and reads every bill they have. You're talking literally thousands of them.
you don't have to read it, Randy.
No.
And I mean, that, I guess would be the response to that.
What I'm
The town
suggesting
government
is-
has always read them in the, well, except for the previous administration, they did not read them.
Is this that book?
Prior to that, they were read.
Yes, the book, the
Because
sign
people
off,
of the
yeah.
public
Okay.
To find out what we're paying and how much we're paying to whom and for
you
what.
get a copy.
I think, to me, there's gotta be a more efficient way to do this, and maybe we put them on.
It's something we've always done, and then like, I don't know why.
It just seems like we've got other more important tasks to get.
Yeah.
It hasn't been done in the past all the time.
No, it was not.
I know.
I mean, we've got a lot of issues, I mean, we're not even talking about white space, we should be spending an hour every meeting.
You're
talking
absolutely
about
right,
white
I
space.
meant, no, we didn't touch on it briefly this evening.
Yeah. So.
And I will keep you all informed on that. Thank you so very much.
Have a good night,
Randy,
folks.
can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And this is not on the record, this is fine, but, at last month's meeting.
Randy. Oh.
Sorry.
Don't forget to sign out.
Oh, yes, did you sign up, please?
Write down M.E., will you?
I didn't hear what you said, so,
Huh?
I didn't hear what you said. We were talking about, the noise ordinances and stuff like that, and you said that you were informed as to, which family it was. Can you tell me where they are?
Which family is that?
Well, there was this, a particular building that I guess like.
I don't know, 815, right?